Where will the audience be? You said there'd be 100.
I said less than 100.
Is it just you?
Yeah.
Right. I'm literally playing one guy. I'm going to have to take out a restraining order.
I'm so excited to watch The Ballad of Wallis Island. Now, when you first made the short in like 2007, the focus was just on Charles and Herb.
That's right.
So
it was a two-hander.
Yeah. What began the expansion process?
Well, I think, naturally when we came to kind of make the feature, we sort of had to make the world a bit bigger, and we had to find ways to bring in, bigger elements. And I think we like the idea of bringing in, not elements of romance exactly, but certainly of kind of lost love, of people reckoning with their past and with their past relationships. And actually it was quite easy then coming up with the idea of like there being a band rather than just a singer on its own, that there being two of them and they were divided and this guy was trying to reconcile them in some way musically, and obviously loads of problems come from that. So it was just about making the film just kind of really earn its place as a feature and have a bit more emotional heft to it. Yeah.
When you're designing the music and what this iconic folk duo is like, what are the references or influences that you're going for? How do you kind of land on who they are?
I mean, I think to be honest, it was quite an organic process where I was just writing songs and just slightly following my nose, like trying to write music in the sort of style that I kind of listen to myself, like singer-songwriter acoustic stuff, and then sending tracks to Carey, and then we'd kind of rehearse them a bit and play around with them and sort of find what we felt like was the right kind of balance for it and felt kind of real. But I guess it was important that it didn't feel like we were imitating anything specific, that this was a real band that had their own sound that you can compare to a lot of other bands, but it's not like it's not an imitation of anything. Yeah.
I see. Now, when I read the premise, I thought it was like zany madcap love triangle adventures, but it sounds like there's really deep emotional through line there too. Yeah. So what really brings your character to this island, given that there's a fear of selling out, if you will?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think in the first instance he comes for the money, and I think that's the thing for my character is he goes on this journey of really trying to work out what he's about, who he is as a musician, as a person, particularly when he's confronted with the fact that he's been motivated by the cash, basically, and that he doesn't really have any affection for this guy who's hired him, and he doesn't really have any affection for the music he's making now. So I think for Herb, for my character, there's a sense that he's having to interrogate himself a little bit. That what he thought would be just an easy payday turns into a place where he really has to kind of work out why he's doing what he's doing and whether or not he's happy about that.
Finally, here we go. Series 3 is going soon. What can you tell us about further Bedford adventures?
So we're actually in the edit for that now, so we've shot it all. But there's loads of great stuff this series. The family go on holiday to Malta to finally meet Rachel and Robin's father, who lives out there. There's an episode where they've booked to go to an escape room, but they get locked into the house, so they have to turn the house becomes a kind of escape room for them. There's a really fun episode where they go into Alison Stebbins' hometown, Liverpool, and they try and trace her family history. So yeah, there's lots of really fun adventures we got to do this series. Yeah.
And do you know when it is arriving on the screens?
I think it'll be around April time.
Okay, I'm very excited. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your Sundance premiere.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. I heard that Tom was very nervous to send you the music because you were a connoisseur of musical taste. What was your first reaction to hearing the songs?
I loved the songs. No, it's so funny because I have zero taste in music, but I think he was probably more afraid of my husband. They're so brilliant, and his voice is so beautiful. So I was just thrilled. Every time he sent one, I was like, oh, it sounds like a classic song. It sounds like a song that I already know. So I was delighted to hear them all.
Beef Season 2 is filming. You're reunited with Oscar Isaac after 10 years.
Yeah.
How is this different from your dynamic in Inside Llewyn Davis?
It's so funny, yeah. It's our third thing. So we did Drive together that we did inside Llewyn Davis, and then this is our sort of triptych or whatever. It's nice. We're shooting in LA, so it's like, and that's where we shot Drive, where we first met. So we do have a lot of history, me and Oscar. This is different. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Now, I heard that as soon as you read the script, you were like, I have to be Michael. And I want to know why. What was it about Michael that spoke to you in your soul?
Employment. A check. My mum off my back, you know? The film was so beautiful. So whether it was Michael or an essay on the bus going to look to birdwatch or whatever, I had to be in this film. It was so beautifully written. Basden and Key are legends of the form, and Tom particularly has written some amazing music for this thing. It's breathtaking music. And so I was like, there's going to be music, there's going to be acting, there's going to be laughs, there's going to be Tim and Tom, and there's going to be Carey Mulligan. All right, I'm in.
Exactly. Speaking of Carey Mulligan, what can you tell me about your relationship with your wife, and what drives Michael to go with her on this strange trip?
He's just, listen, Michael is an easygoing guy. He's led by her, but he also, as the film will show, he's got a little sauce about him. You know, he's got a little spark about him. But no, he loves his wife, so he's down. He's as most husbands should be. You know, listen to your wife. Happy wife, happy life.
You mentioned the music, which I'm so excited for. Do you have a favorite song and why?
I do not yet, because they are all battling for my affections, and they will be out on digital subscriber platforms soon, all DSPs soon. So spend your money, allow Tim and Tom to get guitar-shaped swimming pools with that money. Make them rock stars.
Thank you for that plug. And then finally, for your next gainful employment, are there any upcoming projects or exciting things?
I have a few. So I do. Wait, let me see this. Screen Rant. Why don't you say it louder? You know, I subscribe to Screen Rant.
Really?
This is such an honor.
Oh.
You should have held the mic. Can I hold this mic for a sec?
Please.
Do you know how heavily I mess with? Sorry. Do you know I subscribe to Screen Rant like on YouTube? Screen Rant's one of my favorite things. No, I mess with Screen Rant. So this is cool. I've got Screen Rant mic. Mama, I made it. So what am I doing next? So we have in my other life, I'm a writer, producer, composer as well. So I created a show called Famalam, and then we did Black Ops. With Bemisole Camelo. She won a BAFTA for that, and so we are about to do the second series of that. So as soon as I get back from the dance, I'm heading to Manchester to go do some filming, and some acting and some producing and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got that, and then there's some other TV shows that I actually haven't been announced in yet, so can't say. Okay. NDAs and all that type of stuff.
Excited to find out what they are?
Yeah, you will soon.
Congratulations, your mother will be very proud.
She will be very proud. Yes. And thank you so much. I love you, Screen Rant.
And I love you. Have a great day. I'm so excited to watch The Ballad of Wallis Island. I know this has a very long history, going from short to feature film. What was it that made Carey's Nell the key to expanding the duet into a trio?
Why we got Carey?
Well, first off, Nell the character, and then what made Carey.
Oh, well, so we made the short, and then at the time we thought, how do we expand it into a feature? We talked about it, but eventually I think we put it down too soon, basically, and then we keep coming back to it because me and Tom and Griff are friends, and then maybe 5 years later maybe we could go back to it. Eventually we came up with a plan, and then when we knew that there was going to be someone that Tom had in his past, it was very, very quick that we knew it was going to be Carey Mulligan. I mean, we write like it's nuts when you're writing anything. You go, imagine if we could have this person or this person, and we did make a list with insane people on it, and number one was Carey, and then we got in touch with Carey, and Carey said, I'd love to do it.
What you want, you get. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that Tom wrote like 25 songs to get the sound of of the duo. So, of those, what is your favorite and why?
Oh, well, I love them all. He wrote them when we made the short film. He said he was going to write the music. And I remember having this conversation saying, well, it'd be better maybe if we get a proper musician to write the music. And he just sort of looked at me astonished and said, no, I can do it. And then when the songs started coming through, all of them I love. Weirdly, there's one in the short film, which it will probably be back on YouTube soon, called £60 and 3 Rosy Apples, which closed that film. I think there's a couple that came from that film into this one, but I think that's my favourite one. But I mean, I really love them all. He'd send them across and there'll be like 3 little files to listen to, and I'll be like listening, and they're just so beautiful and feel like they could be written by someone who, I mean, he is basically a musician who's found himself making films. So it's not like, he's like a clueless guy. It's far from it. Yeah.
Now, I know you're going to be in Mickey 17, which I'm so excited for. What? And I feel like we know nothing about what's happening here. What was it like working with Robert Pattinson and Bong Joon-ho?
I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, when you get asked to do something like that, I remember, it's the sort of one where you remember taking the phone call, because I love Parasite, and I'm like, that is insane. And I met Bong for breakfast, and I'm just sort of, having a nice breakfast with Bong and his producer, and he wanted me, and I'm like, that's insane. I mean, it's not a very big part, it's like a small part, but no, it's like a real thrill to work with him and seeing him, how he works on set, and even seeing, like, you get your sheets each day, the call sheet with your lines for that day, and with his one, it comes as like a little comic book where every scene is like a little cartoon of what's going to. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's how he works. So he's got a kind of storyboard which is also the script, and you go through that and make it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on Wallis Island and Mickey.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. This movie has a very family affair energy, but also a very long history behind it. At what point, or really what was it that made Carey Mulligan the perfect Nell to turn the duo into a trio?
I think the challenge from making the short and expanding it into the feature, it took us sort of 17, 18 years to crack it. And really it was as simple as adding another piece to that puzzle. And Carey was the perfect Nell to play that other piece. She's a wonderful actress. She comes with a lot of grace, but she's also very grounded. So she's our kind of way into the film. Because there's a lot of other kind of slightly heightened characters in the movie, whereas she's a kind of access point. She's like our way in, an audience's way in.
And like it took like 18 years to turn it into a feature film, there's also years and years of history between her and another character in the film. How do you create that in like 18 days?
Well, I mean, luckily they have a lot of great chemistry, and I think Carey came really open to kind of being a part. She's a big fan of Tom and Tim's work, so when someone's kind of gets the tone and gets what they do comedically, then it makes it so much easier to kind of adopt that and create that kind of chemistry. So they immediately had a great chemistry and a sort of mutual respect, which kind of spoke to a backstory. But also the music tells a story. Each one of the songs is kind of about the innocence of their beginnings, the kind of cracks in the relationship where they started to become quite popular and they sort of crack the code, and where Herb decides he's going to ditch her and go on his own. That's a terrible mistake, obviously. So there's a story to be told in a linear way with the songs as well. The ones that you connect to.
I'm very excited to hear the songs.
Yeah, they're very, they're very good. They're very good.
I heard they're Marcus Mumford approved.
Yes, when we were down there recording it, actually, Marcus said that he was listening to he listens to his own demos while he's walking, and one of them had slipped onto his playlist, and he thought, I wrote a really good song, and it was one of Tom's, which is brilliant. Yeah, he's been Marcus is part of the reason Carey did the film, so we're very grateful to him too.
Finally, you've directed some episodes of Bad Sisters, which I am obsessed with. I know, there might not be more story, because who else can we murder? But would you come back if there was? And
Yes, I would. I've known Sharon for like 15 years. I've got long relationships with people, I realise. That must be a good thing. But yeah, I've known Sharon for a long time. It's taken a long time for us to kind of work out when we could work together. So I was very lucky to work with her again. She's brilliant.
I hope to see you do it again.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Do season 3, I really do.
Do you invite Nell?
Yeah, she's with Michael,
Who's Michael?
the husband.
Oh, shit.
In a good way, or?
You knew I was coming, right?
Yeah. Yeah.